All right, everyone. How's it all going? How's it all going? Oh, yeah. Welcome back to another episode of Awad Talks. Today's episode or today's video. I guess we're gonna talk about kind of the legacy of Charlie Kirk, like what he's left behind, and let's be honest, the fact that everyone already kind of forgot about him, and it's been like what 2 months? It was in October, right? Oh, yeah, beginning of October. We're in the beginning of November here. And yeah, it's been like 2 months since this guy's, since he got killed, and we're just gonna talk about it. I'm gonna react to this video. Charlie Kirk was worse than you think by Stephen Woodford. Okay, yeah, I was just listening to some of it, but let's react.
Joe Biden is a bumbling, dementia-filled Alzheimer's corrupt tyrant who should honestly be put in prison and or given the death penalty for his crimes against America.
What age should you start to see public executions?
We need to have a Nuremberg-style trial for every gender-affirming clinic doctor. We need it immediately.
Yeah, in the Civil Rights Act, though, let's be clear, created a beast, and that beast has now turned into an anti-white weapon.
You hear that, William Thomas? You're an abomination to God.
I think it's worth to have a cost of, unfortunately, some gun deaths every single year so that we can have the Second
The irony.
Amendment to protect our other God-given rights.
Yeah. So I have a question. Like, who actually likes Charlie Kirk? You guys can tell me in the comments below if you actually mess with him or not. Because from what I see and from what I understand is, you can't really like him unless you are like some white guy who's on the far right, who's a Christian, like far right as in like, I'm not talking conservative, bro. You might be like a bit of a fascist, really. You know what I mean? Like, what has he done? What value has he brought to society besides really exposing the flaws of freedom of speech? To be honest with you, these guys are gonna talk about like how he was a bastion of freedom of speech, how they made him out to be a martyr. Like, the guy was killed by one of his own, the Tyler guy, right? He was killed by his own people. So if your own people don't like you, how are you like a representative for it? It doesn't make any sense to me.
Kirk, the right has been working overtime to sanctify him, turning a deeply controversial figure. Kirk, the right has been working overtime to sanctify him.
I think Pope Leo should make him a saint. That is insane. A saint, that's crazy.
Turning a deeply controversial figure into a
modern-day Christian martyr. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Of free speech. They want you to believe that he was nothing more than a decent man who loved debate, a patriot who just wanted a conversation. It's a neat little narrative, but it's also an outright lie. Kirk didn't just say things people disagree with. He spent his career pouring gasoline on America's divides.
We made a huge mistake when we passed the Civil Rights Act in 19... Wild. Kirk said that, huh?
Demonizing his opponents and
sexual anarchy is how he characterized progressive gender and sexuality policies.
Escalating rhetoric to the point where violence felt inevitable. That doesn't mean that he deserved what happened. Of course it doesn't.
Just because I don't like Charlie Kirk and a lot of people don't seem to like him, doesn't necessarily mean that we should oh man, celebrate that he got killed. Obviously, this was a while ago, and we're gonna talk all about that stuff. I would like, what has Charlie Kirk's legacy been? What has he left besides obviously the way he was killed, and the way that his wife be moving? To be honest with you, like it be going, she's crazy. That is too I get there's a point in your life where you start moving on, but you are like 2 months into this, bro, and the way you be hugging guys is crazy. That is, if my wife, my wife did that, that's, I'm not married, so I can't speak to that. Never mind. Yeah. Yeah, no, that's unbelievable, bro. This guy's corpse is not even rotting, and you're already like out here touching guys like that, hugging them like that. It's crazy. Now, for my personal opinion, I don't think men and women should be hugging at all. Not unless you're married to her, I guess. Where it's your sister, where it's your mom, right? I don't see any reason why that should be the case, obviously. But let's continue.
Nobody deserves that. But it does mean that we cannot sit back and allow history to be rewritten in real time. Because what's happening now is whitewashing at its most grotesque. The very people who cheered on his extremism are suddenly pretending that it never existed, while exploiting his
Facts, bro. Like I said earlier, he might be a fascist.
death to smear their enemies. So let's cut through the spin. Don't take my word for it. Take his. Here are just a few examples, in his own words, that show exactly who Charlie Kirk really was.
Okay, everybody, a lot of people are going to be saying Happy Juneteenth.
Juneteenth is a celebrated annual on June 19th to commemorate the end of slavery in the United States. Okay. See, is there like a black guy behind him there too?
Not be a federal holiday, and I'm on my way to work.
Never mind, guys. That's a white guy.
Juneteenth. It should not be a federal holiday, and I'm on my way to work. Have a good day.
We got to get Joe Biden out of the way.
Yeah, you see what I'm saying, man? I'm telling you guys right now that the far right, this is their agenda, man. This is all, like those guys, Officer Tatum, Myron, the Hodge twins, bro. Like, this is what I'm telling you guys. These people will not be satisfied with you. You'll never be part of them. You'll never be one of us. You'll never be part of the group until you are back to slavery. It's as simple as that. It's not really like rocket science. It does not really have to do like hard equations, right? This is not trigonometry. This is just basic sense. And some of these people, some of these, you know what I mean? They don't understand that, unfortunately. They don't understand that.
Have a good day.
We got to get Joe Biden out of the way so we can run up against Cammie. Oh my goodness, is she beatable? It's like Black Hillary on steroids. Is she black? I guess she says she's Caribbean or whatever. It doesn't matter. She is. She gives these speeches and it just has this aura of totalitarianism. My team says she's Indian and Caribbean. I'll tell you what, she would be a lot easier to beat than Joe Biden. A lot. I mean, Joe Biden is a bumbling, dementia-filled Alzheimer's, corrupt tyrant who should honestly be put in prison and or given the death penalty for his crimes against America.
By the way, this is my other problem with death penalty. It takes too long, too many appeals.
Expensive.
It should be public. It should be quick. It should be televised. By the way, you could fund
Force
the
kids
government
to watch it.
You could have like brought to you by Coca-Cola. What age should you start to see public executions?
16.
I think you could do it earlier. I think you maybe at age 12,
Whenever-
like 6th grade or so.
Yeah, and the Civil Rights Act, though, let's be clear, created a beast, and that beast has now turned into an anti-white weapon. But if you have unapologetic, ferocious anti-white racism, then young whites are going to find some very radical political positions.
Right.
And I don't want that, actually.
Right.
But that's where a lot of the young white men
Yeah, what's wrong with this guy right here? What is he doing?
that we speak to on campus, I sometimes have to kind of bring them back into
Yeah.
like free society. Like let's
Of course, only the white men. Nobody else.
calm down because they say everyone's against us. We need to create our own identity politic group.
Right.
And I actually don't think that's a good idea. I don't think more tribalism is the answer to tribalism. But I see why they believe that. We note in our piece that Kirk describes King as, quote, a bad guy. It's true. And Kirk's self-described very, very radical view that the country made a mistake when it passed the Civil Rights Act. Also true.
I have a question. Okay, what's your question? Why did you say that the Civil Rights Bill should be overturned?
I didn't say that. I said it was a mistake.
Why? That's crazy.
Now you gotta figure it out.
I wouldn't be here.
So I'm sorry, are you trying to say that blacks thrive under subjugation?
No, I'm not. I'm saying I'm asking you the question. The data shows they were actually better in the 1940s. It was bad. It was evil. But what happened? Something changed. Something that is common in New York City is...
Yeah, man, this guy, he's... and this is not just the only example. You can see what he said about Muslims.
Think like Jeffrey Epstein with a standing army. That's basically Muhammad, right? I don't speak Turkish or Arabic. I don't have time to study the Quran. I don't want to study that crap. I know it enough. The spiritual battle is coming to the West. And the enemies are wokeism or Marxism combining with Islamism, not having them have to hear the Muslim call to prayer 5 times a day. That's important.
See what he said about Palestine. And like at the end of the day, bro, this guy got shot and he got killed. I don't want to make this video too long because I really don't need to give this guy time of day. I think so many people have talked about him. So many people have said their piece about him. Why the hell did JD Vance and Erica Clark look like that? This is, yeah, The vice president had an uncomfortably close embrace with Charlie Kirk's widow for everyone to witness. Wild way, while this guy, J.D. Vance right here, he's married. He's married to an Indian woman, I think. She's like Hindi. And this is like a widow, obviously. She was married to Charlie Kirk. And at the funeral, it was really bad. I don't know. They just seem to be celebrating with all the fireworks. I'm like, this is this guy's death? This is how you celebrate people's funerals? That's how they'd be celebrating New Year's Eve. Huh? The countdown. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Yeah! That's not how you celebrate somebody's death. But like, it's just kind of embarrassing, to be honest. It's kind of sad and pathetic that people, they want, like, especially, it's not even people. From what I've seen, it's mostly the far right. The far right, white, conservative, Christian people, not conservative, almost fascist people. Like, these people are insane. They are insane. They want their country to be white only, to be one land where all the white people all believe in one thing. Like, they're like all slaves, where they're all like, not slaves, kind of like sheep. You know, they just follow, obey the president, Donald Trump, right? Like, it's just sad and it's really pathetic. Let's look at this, guys. Watch this.
Used to say that, hey, if you as a gay person would go to Gaza, they'd throw you off of tall buildings, right? Now they don't have any tall buildings left, so I don't.
When you mess with the bull, you get the horns.
Is that too soon? I'm sorry. Maybe you shouldn't kill Jews, stupid Muslims.
Yeah, bro. You see it for yourself. This guy, he didn't like black people. He didn't like Muslim people. He didn't like anybody, to be honest, unless you're far right and white and conservative and a man. I don't know. It's coming out the best.
For 33 hours, I was.
By the way, this is like shortly after his death, so they're hoping. You should just watch.
I was praying that if this had to happen here, that it wouldn't be one of us. That somebody drove from another state, somebody came from another country. Sadly, that prayer was not answered the way I hoped for.
33 hours, brother. That's what you get. Some guy, Tyler, some white conservative guy, kill him. Let's go.
Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. La ilaha illallah.
And that's the last. Kind of sad, kind of embarrassing. But that's all, guys. If you guys did like the video, please make sure to like, subscribe, and share. And comment down below, guys, what you guys think about Charlie Kirk, what his legacy is, or the lack thereof, to be honest, because I don't see anyone really talking about him, to be honest, at this point. Anyways, that's been your guy, or boy, or whatever. Wad Talks. I'll see you guys in the next one, all right? Bye.